We got a lot of shits and fucks going on, and ugly mugs, and some opinions.
A few
So
opinions.
Just
yeah,
some.
Yeah. We warn you, we've got a few things to say about some of the things that are going on. And uh, um we're gonna start with the Flames. We'll get to the Canucks. There's a lot of stuff going on with the Canucks as well. And I think really, first of all, as far as the game goes tonight, um, Dan Vladar again solid goaltending performance. 6-0-3 by the way in his last 9. Really think that he needs to start Saturday in Dallas. The goal that was just a bounce, an awkward little bounce from Jake Neighbors. Uh, Complete effort though from the Flames. I thought one of their better efforts of the year. And Walker Dewar, the call up that everyone was clamoring for, comes in and scores his first ever goal in the National Hockey League. I gotta say, I really really like Walker Dewar. I do. I love what this guy brings to the table. I I think this guy can bring what Milan Lucic brings, except probably not throw as many punches and not be as intimidating. But I think this is basically, if you're moving on from Lucic, I think Dewar can do a lot of what Milan Lucic can do and skates much better. So I think from that part, this is great. I think great that Walker Dewar came into the lineup. Is that a fair start?
Listen, that you basically stole my entire spiel there because hey, no, great minds think alike, Kev.
Not my fault this time.
I love Walker Dewar. The fact that Darryl Sutter did not promote him after that goal to that second line and put Lucic on that fourth line boggles me. He is like, you could tell he was a threat the entire game. Walker Dewar was. Whenever he was out there, he made a difference. Why not give a spark plug to that fucking second line who has been mediocre? And why are they mediocre? Is because Milan Lucic is on that line. Nothing against Milan Lucic. He's being the best Lucic that he could ever be. He's just not slotted in the right spot. So, it's a detriment towards your arguably third and fourth best player on the team being Kadri and Huberdeau. And Huberdeau needs to get going. And Kadri, he's been pretty good throughout the entire year. Little hits and misses, but you really need to get Huberdeau going because you are married to him for another 8 years after this year. So you need to me, it makes sense to do those types of things, but for Darryl Sutter, who's a goddamn dinosaur, I can't stand it, and I'm upset that he's not able to adjust properly.
Yeah, you're speaking a lot of Flames fans' language. I think a lot of Flame fans are really boggled by the fact that you're playing Lucic in that position. And you're right, Lucic hasn't been bad, but the other part of this conversation is you brought up your first round draft pick of 2018, Jacob Pelche. And, look, okay, Matthew Phillips was called up. He was okay. I don't know if he showed enough, and that's fine. But it feels to me like the frustration that I am having, like some of this is on the players, but where I'm really frustrated with Darryl Sutter is the fact that he talks so much about this hard work and you got to earn it and you got to do all of these things. Well, Jacob Pelche has done, and really Matthew Phillips has done what the Flames have asked of them and deserves to be rewarded. And Sutter is, in his dinosaur ways, doesn't play Jacob Pelche. Like, I still, as happy as you are with the Flames win, it's frustrating to the development of this organization and to a team that I think needs a lot of spark and energy, and I think has generally missed it. Jacob Pelche can give you that, and it's frustrating to me that this kid is sitting on the bench. Like, you called him up, at least play him once. Like, give him a shot. Like, you're telling me, you're assuming from that this guy can't play, and you haven't let him play. Like, that, it seems so contradictory to the message that Darryl Sutter has been trying to give the fan base, this organization, all of this. You work hard and you earn it. He's worked hard, he's earned it. He should be playing. This is not a situation where, as Dan has always said, if you want to see Jacob Pelche, go watch him on Sunday afternoons. They called him up. If you call him up, it's only the right thing to do is to play him.
Listen, I watched Matthew Phillips play his first NHL game this year. He was not out of place. He was doing everything that he could to be noticed, and he did not make many, if not any, mistakes. Brad Treliving can only do so much within calling. He does the paperwork. He makes sure that, okay, Phillips needs to be recognized for what he's done. Bring him up to the NHL. It's up to Darryl Sutter to put him into the lineup. Jacob Pelche, exact same thing. There's a common denominator here, and I have a hard time feeling like this old school coach is going to be able to get the best out of his team, especially when he's not putting these young players who can give a spark and give some sort of passion to this team again, a chance in this lineup, and a fair chance in this lineup. Phillips was on that fourth line when he was called up,
and Trevor Lewis.
And granted, Zahorna and Phillips have played in the AHL together, so I understand potentially there might be some sort of chemistry within those two players. But God damn it, man, he's a skilled player that needs to be put in a spot to succeed. You aren't doing that, and especially like, God damn it, like we are the Flames are in a playoff spot right now, which is a wild. I believe they're still in a wild card spot after this win, and they like, especially against St. Louis and Chicago. Those are the teams that you need to experiment with, and because they are the bottom dweller. I mean, maybe not so much St. Louis right now, because if they won, they would be tied with the Flames for a wild card spot. But those are the type of teams that you do it for. You don't do it for the Seattle, who is absolutely amazing and who won against Boston tonight, which was a completely different thing. But the good teams within this league, those, like Chicago, is the time that you put in your young players to see what they can do, especially with your skilled players like a Kadri Huberdeau or Lindholm. I was a big Sutter fan last year because it worked. I think the message is being lost. And let me ask you guys, does it look like the Flames are having fun playing hockey right now?